ساتوی پسروینو داد شهیدانو کور داد باتورانو کور داد باتورانو کور داد باتورانو کور داد باتورانو کور ساتوی پسروینو داد شهیدانو کور داتورانو کور داد باتورانو کور.
In the name of Almighty Allah, good evening and welcome to this hour's news. This is Suleiman Talash. Today, the 20th of Asad is equal to the 105th anniversary of getting independence from the British Empire. On this day, 105 years ago, the Afghan Mujahid people were able to gain the independence of Afghanistan from the great power of the time, Britain, and manage their country independently. This day is considered one of the historic and proud days of Afghanistan, which is celebrated every year by the government and by the people of the country. The Prime Minister of Uzbekistan, Abdullah Aripov, in a meeting with the political deputy of the Prime Minister Mullah Abdul invited him to Tashkent for an official visit and added that soon the ambassador of the Islamic Emirate will be officially accepted in Tashkent. Mr. Aripov emphasized on the development of relations and interaction between Afghanistan and Uzbekistan and said that this country supports Afghanistan's position in important international meetings and raises issues that have a direct impact on Afghanistan. The Prime Minister of Uzbekistan also said that his country is committed to the development of cooperation with Afghanistan in economic and commercial fields, and the cooperation in Afghanistan mining, electricity, agriculture, restoration and preservation of historical and ancient monuments and places, and cultural cooperation. He assured the readiness of his country for the implementation of the Trans-Afghan project, adding that Uzbekistan will train 100 Afghan specialists in the field of railways and aviation, and 50 Afghan students will receive higher education in the field of agriculture. Mullah Abdul, the political deputy of Prime Minister, welcomed the visit of the Prime Minister of Uzbekistan to Kabul and said that this visit shows the development of relations and friendship between the two countries, and added that Uzbekistan has always been as a neutral neighbor of Afghanistan. It has supported peace and stability in Afghanistan, and the Islamic Emirate attaches special importance to relations with Uzbekistan. The political deputy said that Afghanistan and Uzbekistan, as two Muslim and neighboring countries, have a lot in common, which has provided the basis for the development of relations and cooperation between the two countries. Also, the Islamic Emirate wants good relations with Uzbekistan and all the countries of region and the world. It considers the economic strengthening of Afghanistan and the region as the priority of its foreign policy. Mullah Abdul added that countries and international organizations should accept the Islamic Emirate as legitimate sovereignty of Afghanistan. Be sure to respond to the common concerns of the member countries. Mullah Abdul said that Afghanistan has good potential for investment in mining, water, energy, transport, industry, agriculture, and many other sectors, and asked all investors, especially Uzbekistan, to invest in Afghanistan. Mullah Abdul also said that the Islamic Emirate wants to connect Central Asia with South Asia through Afghanistan, which is impossible without the transit and cooperation of Afghanistan and Uzbekistan. At the end of his speech, the political deputy of the Prime Minister said that the Islamic Emirate is preparing for Tapi, Kasazar, and other regional projects. A three-day exhibition of Uzbek products was opened in the capital city of Kabul by Mullah Ghani Baradar, economical deputy of the Prime Minister, and the Prime Minister of Uzbekistan, Abdullah Aripov. The Minister of Industry and Commerce says that they have signed agreements with Uzbekistan in the fields of trade, industry, mining, agriculture, and health. And this exhibition will further strengthen the trade relations between the two countries. More details in the report.
The 3D exhibition of Uzbek products in Kabul was opened by Mullah Ghani brothers, economical deputy of Prime Minister of the Islamic Emirate and the Prime Minister of Uzbekistan. The Ministry of Industry and Trade says that it has signed agreements with the delegation of Uzbekistan in the field of agriculture, mining, logistics, and health. And this exhibition will further strengthen the trade relations between the two countries.
Fortunately, work has already started in different areas, including the opening of the railway station in Naibabad. to join to work on the railway line between Mazar Sharif, Herat, and Kandahar. During this trip, implementation of the practical plans of the mentioned topics will be discussed.
Also, the Ministry of Industries and Commerce of Uzbekistan says that his country is committed to implement the signed agreements and increases the trade between two countries to $3 billion.
Agreements were signed between Afghanistan and Uzbekistan in the fields of logistics, agriculture, health, and custom facilities. For the implementation of these agreements, technical groups have informed that they will have meetings once every 3 months. In addition to these contracts, we also will invest in railways.
On the other hand, Chamber of Commerce and Investment wants Uzbekistan to invest in reality in Afghanistan instead of news agreements.
From now on, we, instead of going to conferences, should start going to action. We need to invest. Both Uzbek and Afghan businessmen should act.
At the same time, Uzbek investors assured that they will increase the level of export of chemical, fertilizer, and medicines in addition to investing in Afghanistan.
Uzbekistan exports medicines to 3 countries. We want to increase this export to Afghanistan. Now we export up to $2 million. We are also willing to invest together with Afghan investors in the field of medicine in Afghanistan.
This is while an 85-member delegation led by the Ministry of Industry and Trade of Uzbekistan came to Kabul on Tuesday, 25th of Asad.
The Ministry of Mines and Petroleum says that the directors of Com Group and Uzbekistan Air Company have shown their interest in investing in the country's mines, especially the Jozjan Tuti field gas block. In a meeting with Mullah Hidayatullah Badri, the Minister of Mines and Petroleum. In this meeting, Mr. Badri said that he is trying to encourage national and international investors to invest in Afghanistan in order to further develop the country's economy and provide work to the citizens. Amanullah Khan's 10-year rule brought about a series of changes in both internal and foreign policy. In 1919, he got complete independence from Britain and established relations with other foreign powers. Although his government was suddenly dissolved, he had many achievements. More details in the report.
Amanullah Khan became king of Afghanistan after his father. In separate letters, he mentioned the independence of Afghanistan, but no attention was paid by the former British Indian government. Then Amanullah Khan, for the 3rd time from here, at a mosque in Kabul in a speech that was attended by a large number of people and was also said by a former ambassador of British, declared independence of Afghanistan when he had a bare sword on his vest and said that after this time he will not allow anyone or any internal or foreign forces to fight or interfere in the internal affairs of Afghanistan. But this declaration of the constitutionalist and freedom-loving king of Afghanistan was not noticed by the former British government and forced Amanullah Khan to fight for independence with one of the superpowers of that time. This is where the war between the Afghans and British began. Altogether, Afghans fought 3 wars with Britain to gain independence, and Britain was forced to negotiate with Afghans. As a result, the Treaty of Rawalpindi was signed on August 8, 1919. This treaty guaranteed Afghanistan's internal and external independence, and Britain recognized Afghanistan's independence.
We won the war after the stalemate negotiation began between the two sides in Rawalpindi. As a result of this negotiation, the Rawalpindi Agreement was signed on August 8. Based on this agreement, a letter is attached to this agreement. In this letter, it is stated that the war has cancelled and destroyed all previous contracts.
A new hope was given to Afghans when King Amanullah Khan Ghazi won the independence of Afghanistan 105 years ago from today. Many historians consider the 28th of Asad as an important day in the history of the country. In order to preserve the freedom and independence of the country, the young generation of this country should be educated with knowledge and a spirit of patriotism.
May the souls of all the martyrs of the path of freedom rest in peace. The path of Ghazi Amullah Khan is for Afghanistan, the path on which the homeland is settled and the homeland is built.
The most important reforms of Amullah Khan: holding a Loyajigo People's Assembly, approval of the first constitution of Afghanistan, declaration of the constitutional monarchy, abolition of slavery, compulsory education, prohibition of forced labor, construction of schools, sending young people to study outside of Afghanistan. It's one of the most important reforms that King Amullah Khan brought after taking over the independence of Afghanistan.
Naturally, every government has its advantages and responsibilities, and it also has its shortcoming in the negative part. We can evaluate the period of Amanullah Khan as a period of enlightenment for Afghanistan. They built the foundation and structures of new projects, and it was a bright and good period for the youth, education and government system. But unfortunately, in terms of Islamic intellectual ideology, it had a series of problems that I was satisfied that Afghanistan did not have.
The Islamic Emirate also mentioned the 20th of Asad as a proud day.
As the Islamic Emirate calls 24th of Asad the day of freedom, independence and pride, so the 28th of Asad, which is the day of freedom from the British occupation, is also respected and will be celebrated.
After gaining the independence of Afghanistan, Amanullah Khan was the king of the country for 10 years. But according to some experts, a number of King Amanullah Khan's reform programs at that time, which were not compatible with the spirit of people, paved the way of rebellion against his monarchy. Finally, in 1929, Amanullah Khan was forced to leave power and went to Italy. He died in Switzerland on April 26, 1960, and his body was transferred to Afghanistan and buried next to the grave of his father, Amir Habibullah Khan, in Jalalabad city.
Maulavi Qudratullah Jamal, Deputy Minister of Tourism, Finance and Administration of the Ministry of Information and Culture, met with the Minister of Tourism of Uzbekistan, Omid Shadiyov. Maulavi Qudratullah Jamal said that Afghanistan and Uzbekistan have religious, historical and cultural commonalities, and he called this trip important for the development of relations. Mr. Jamal added that Afghanistan has security and stability after 4 decades of war, and recently about 8 million domestic and 6,151 foreign tourists have visited different parts of the country. Omid Shadiyov, Uzbek Tourism Minister, said in his speech that he will strengthen friendship in the field of tourism industry. He also invited the Ministry of Information and Culture to participate in a meeting about tourism in Uzbekistan. Our This Time news is ending in here. Thank you so much for watching.
شهیدانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور ساتوي پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا